Welcome back to the show, loyal followers. The Film Reaper back to pierce your brains with cinema critiques over films that will pierce your eyes with horror, for better or for worse. And with that being said, let's get straight to the point by impaling our eyes on today's movie, Splinter. The 2008 film, directed by Toby Wilkins, stars Jill Wagner and Paulo Costanzo as the couple Polly and Seth. Their camping trip into nature and the horror movie, like always, takes a turn for the worse. They find themselves getting hijacked by a couple on the run named Dennis and Lacey. They're played by Shea Wiggum and Rachel Curbs. Dennis and Lacey are trying to get to Mexico, and they force Polly and Seth to drive them. The four of them later stop at a rural gas station, where pointy peril awaits them. They discover a splintery parasitic species that infects other living organisms, and turns them into mindless, monstrous meat puppets. So the four protagonists are put into an awkward position where they must put their intense differences aside to outsmart, outwit, and outlast the sharp attackers. So is the Splinter movie straightforward, clean, and sharp, or is it as painful and irritating as what it's named after? Well, I hate to say this, but I'm kind of leaning towards the latter. Even though the monster of the movie is an okay concept, and they tease it well at the beginning, we don't really see too much of it. We mostly just see it very briefly and only for quick camera moments. I wish the film had more long shots that would let you take in the full design of the creature or one of the hosts. I mean, there is one scene where Seth, a biology guy, examines some leftover remains of the Splinter monster, but there's not really much of it to behold, and honestly, the scene comes off as just too unbelievable and corny. I think the movie tries too hard to make Seth the geek nerdy guy at the expense of realism. Like, no one in that situation will be taking as long as he does to study that thing like it's some exotic animal at a zoo or pet store. He's also not very heroic either for the main protagonist guy. For example, there's a scene in the movie where Dennis hits Seth's girlfriend Polly with a gun before Dennis goes back outside the gas station to try and rescue someone. And when Polly and Seth have a chance of locking out the guy who kidnapped them in the first place, they have Seth as the one who argues for letting him back in to save Dennis and prevent Dennis from tearing down the glass of the convenience store to get back in. I know it comes from a pragmatic standpoint, but like, dude, this guy just assaulted your girlfriend and you're gonna try to be the hero for him? I think they should have had the situation in reverse to have Polly stand up and argue for letting Dennis back in and Seth not wanting to. I think that would have made their characters a lot stronger. So I think what makes this movie a big miss for me is, and hear me out here, is the loss of realism. Not in terms of the supernatural shit, I'm saying the characters do not feel real or have much substance to them. Okay, maybe with the exception of Dennis, because there is some depth they give him later in the end, but I still don't think it's enough to save the movie or make up for him assaulting Polly either. Splinter started off with a good premise, but ultimately did not make its point well. I'll give this movie four shadows, because I'm foreshadowing a cold, steely needle for its ass when it heads straight into hell. So that's my review of Splinter. Did you agree or disagree? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, slay that like button, subscribe, and of course, have a terrifyingly terrific day.